I can't even believe it really, but it's 15 years ago yesterday that little Madeleine McCann went missing on the Algarve. It was a story that became an absolute national and international sensation. Right from the very start, there were some, I think, really serious doubts about the ways in which the Portuguese police had handled this investigation. And a very long campaign was fought by her parents, both of whom I met when I was a member of the European Parliament in Strasbourg, and I must say I felt deeply sorry for. But it does appear that some fresh evidence has emerged over the course of the last few days linking the disappearance of Madeleine McCann to a known, convicted German paedophile. Well, to bring us up to date with all of this is Charlie Hedges MBE, and of course the former head of child exploitation and at the National Crime Agency. And Charlie, you're just about the best in the business at helping find missing persons, and thank you very much for joining us. Explain, please, to the audience what these new leads are.
Well, in any cold case such as this, which is 15 years old, it's a question of building the pieces, putting the building blocks together, creating the jigsaw puzzle to try and understand what's going on. Good hard evidence is sometimes hard to find, so we may have to result on circumstantial. We seem to have some additional evidence that's come forward and linked with the change to the Aguila status for Christian B. It does tend to indicate we're heading in the right direction at last.
And this is something to do with fibres from night garments, yes?
That's right, yes, from the pink pyjamas that Madeleine was wearing on the night that she disappeared. It would appear that they found some of those fibres within the suspect's vehicle.
Right, OK. Well, that would sound like some pretty strong evidence. Question for you, Charlie. I said at the beginning of our conversation that there were, at least I harboured, I'm sure many others did, some pretty serious doubts about the ways in which the Portuguese police handled this. And if this new evidence of these fibres in Christian B's van that match up with Madeleine's nightclothes have just emerged, why has this all taken 15 years? What did the Portuguese police get wrong?
Well, I think what's critical in these cases is to be able to understand the circumstances, make a proper risk triage of the information to understand what we're doing, and then apply the right resources quickly. The longer it goes on, the harder it gets, the more difficult it is to tie things together. It's natural that one would look at the parents, because most abductions are by people known to the victim, but whether they're ruled in or ruled out, that's an important thing to do right from the outset. And gather the information, do the proper searches, do the proper investigations, and then you've got a real chance of being able to solve it.
And that's really my point. Did the Portuguese police do this properly?
Well, there are certainly questions over that, and a lot of criticism has been levelled at them, a lot of mudslinging and difficulty. Certainly one would have hoped that a more thorough and immediate investigation could have been done to establish exactly what had gone on, secure evidence, because that's a critical issue. If you don't secure the scene, the evidence gets contaminated or lost. So, yes, there are indications that things weren't done as expeditiously as they might have been.
And there was something about this case, wasn't there, Charlie? I don't know what it was, but something about this case that it just ran as a story, certainly in the British press, for year after year after year. And I guess it's because no body was ever found. In cases like this, missing children, missing persons of any age, how uncommon is it for a body not to appear? How often do people just get abducted and are never seen again?
Unfortunately, it's rather more common than a lot of people would expect. Many cases are reported to the police every year, and there are, it's in the thousands, can be counted the number of cases that haven't been resolved. Some of those are because of a poor investigation to start off with, and some of them are just very difficult to explain. So Madeleine isn't completely an isolated case, but it has captured the imagination, the same as April Jones did when she went missing in the UK. That had a huge following, but was resolved fairly well. And that was a good example of how the police did a really good job, really supported the families, put every effort into it, and although her body's never been found, we were able to bring a reasonable conclusion to the case for the sake of the family.